Good morning, everybody. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Sunday, November, I almost said October, November the 2nd, 2025. Is Gracie Lou making an appearance? Meow. And this is my Flosstube channel. Welcome. It's like 140 something, 147, 148. I don't know. Anyway, it's Gracie. Mr. Whiskers is around here somewhere. He hasn't been here in a while, I know. He's always napping like under my bed. So it's, and if you've seen him, you know how big he is. So you can't just pull him out from under. So anyway, as you saw before you started, this is going to be a long video because I have a lot to show you guys. We have a lot to discuss. Okay, so I had a lot of stuff that I needed to get done. I do this every time. I feel like this is crooked. Hang on. That might be okay. All right. Anyway, I had a lot of stuff that I had to get done. Did I get all of it done? Of course I didn't. That was too much. No. I did get a lot of it done, though. I did get a lot of it done. I did 10,792 stitches. And I worked on 27 unique projects this week. And I had a new start. No finishes though. Okay, so, we also need to talk about the winners for the Whip of Shame, or for the temperature replacements. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so y'all had to vote for the final 3 temperature replacements, and your choices were between the first option was between Irish Blessing versus A Whole Lot of Latte, and I have the results here. Hang on. So I had you guys vote in the comments of my video last week, and then I tallied them up, and these are the winners. Okay, so you had to vote between Irish Blessing and A Whole Lot of Latte. Irish Blessing had 47 votes, and A Whole Lot of Latte had 88 votes, so this is so beat up. So A Whole Lot of Latte is the winner. This is a Dimensions kit. This right here is why I thought it was like older than 10 years, but I started it after I started my Flosstube channel. So it's not 10 years old, but that's my starting point with it. So this will be like, I have Gift of an Eagle Feather next up as the replacement piece. I wanted to have these ready because we are getting close to needing to replace a lot of them. So Gift of the Eagle Feather is going to be the next replacement piece. And then after that, it will be this one. And then the next ones that you guys had to vote on were between Riding the Wave and Cat on Indian Carpet. That one was a lot closer. That one was 72 for Riding the Wave and Cat on Indian Carpet for 63. So Riding the Wave was the winner. And this is an old kit from Creative Accents. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And here's my starting point. So this will be replacement piece number 4. And then the final ones that you guys had to vote on were between 3 Bird Watchers and Goodnight Bears. And this one was a bit further apart. 3 Bird Watchers got 90 and Goodnight Bears got 45. And so Bird Watchers was the winner. This is an old kit from Dimensions from like 1997, 99, 97. Copyright 1977. Back then when I bought the kits, I usually bought them like as soon as I saw them and would start them. So I'm guessing late 90s is when I started this. For being that old, that's a pretty pathetic starting point. And a lot of that was done like in the past year or two since I started doing Whip of Shame. So that's my starting point for that. That'll be the final replacement piece. Okay. And I'm dropping my temperature stitching goal from 2,000 to 1,000. Okay, let's take a look at my board. What did I get done? Look at all that. All that red is what I stitched. So there are things I did not get to. I did not get one of my gridiron grind pieces done. I didn't get to all of the Monopoly. There's one bake-off piece I didn't get to. I didn't get to work on Catching Rays, and I'm not totally caught up with Flosstuber Frenzy. But considering what I did get done, that's pretty respectable, I'd say. 10,792, that's like Siski level stitching. And Crow level stitching. So yeah. That's awesome. Like twice the amount of stitching I usually get. So I was excited about that. Okay. Like, of course, I'm looking at the board initially and I'm like, oh, I didn't get this done. I didn't get that done. I could have done more, because I could have done more. I was off all week. In case you're stumbling on me for the first time, I normally work 2 jobs and I co-parent with my ex-husband. So I have my kids 50% of the time. And so I'm usually like pretty busy, working like 6 days a week and stuff. But I was off for my birthday. Thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. That was so fun reading all the comments. Wishing me a happy birthday. I really appreciate that. I did enjoy my birthday. That was my highest stitching day. I did 1,900 stitches. I didn't realize it until the end when I was ready to go to bed, or else I would have tried to squeeze in 100 more to make it 2,000. 2,000 was my highest day ever, but that was 2,010 stitches. So yeah. All right. But yeah, I'm looking at my board and I'm like, oh, I wish I could have gotten this done or that done. I could have done more. But you know, I had appointments. I went to lunch with my mom. I went to lunch with my best friend who I hadn't seen her. Oh my goodness, Gracie. I hadn't seen her, and I don't even remember the last time I saw her. She lives like oh my God, it's like an hour and a half away. So and she's also, you know, working full time, raising her 3 kids. So it's hard to get together. Okay, so let's go ahead and, did I forget? I did. Hang on one second. I need something. See, I thought I was all prepared. And I thought I had everything, and obviously I don't. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over Flosstuber Frenzy first, because I'm going to tag all of those people that I worked on down below, and I want them to see what I'm tagging them for at the beginning of the video. That way, I think everybody watches me that I'm tagging, but that way if they don't watch me, they're not like sitting through a 2-hour video being like, oh my God, why am I tagged in this? Okay, so I'm just going to go in the pile that I have right here. So Flosstuber Frenzy, for those who don't know, is a game created by the Alchemist Stitcher. She was inspired by Bake Off stitching that was done by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And it's been catching like wildfire in the Flosstube community. People all over are taking that game and tailoring it to their stitching style, and it's been so fun seeing all the different people you know, kind of making it their own version of it. So yeah, which I did as well. So what I'm doing, what I've been doing is I have a list. She has 12 Flosstubers. I couldn't narrow it down to 12. So I have 21, and it was hard getting it down to 21. But I have 21 floss tubers, and what I've been doing is every time they post a video, I would do 200 stitches. So some of these are going to have more than 200 stitches because they either posted last week and I didn't get to it and then posted again, or they posted multiple times throughout the week. So first up is for Becky's Madness for Crafting. And that is Have a Cup of Cheer by Shannon Christine Designs. And I should probably do this in the order here so I know where they are on the list. I'm doing this with the Call for DMC, two strands full cross. Where's my little board? Oh, poop. Oh, here it is. 2 strands full cross on some, this might be a 16 count, maybe a 14. It's either 14 or 16 count, like blue gray Ada. I don't know who dyed it. And like I said, this got 200 stitches on it. And this is where I'm at with it. So I've been working in this cup over here. I was very happy because this edge and this edge coming up lined up. So I was happy about that. So as she continues to post, I'm going to continue to work in this cup. I need to finish filling this in and fill in the heart and then do the lid of the cup. And then my plan is to kind of move over this way and then start going back, because there's going to be words up here too. And there's like snowflakes and stuff like that in there that I still need to get done, but I'm just trying, maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I'll finish my thread in that red cup and then I'll just move over to the one on the, that's next to it, because first of all, it's adorable. And second of all, my plan is to work all the way over to the right and then start coming back across. So maybe I'll finish that white thread that I have hanging and then I'll do the, really? She's jumped up on the couch and knocked some stuff over. Maybe I'll just work my way over to the penguin cup and then do that. We'll see. Who knows? It's a mystery. Okay, next up is going to be for Stuart from Stuarts and Stitches. And his piece is a Nora Corbett. This is Luna. It's a Bewitching Pixies from the Bewitching Pixie series. This is, what's the number on it? Does she have a number too? NC 205, if you're looking for it. So Stuart is actually also working on this, and his video will be up before mine will. And he started from the bottom, and he sent me a picture yesterday, and it's looking so pretty. And so between catch-up stitching and current stitching, I had to do 400 stitches on her. I'm using the called for stuff, and I'm like DMC. There's no specialty thread, but there is, well, except for Kreinik, and then there's beads. But I'm doing the 2/2 full cross on a 28 count Monaco in the color Audi. It was a fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics from like 2024. And I needed to do 400 stitches on her. And that is what I did. So I got all the cross stitching and beading done in the hat. As you can see, I balanced her back out because she was looking a little off balance with the way I had her stitched before. But I finished all the cross stitching and beading in her hat. I need to go back and do some back stitching. But I came down and I finished her skin. There's still some beads that need to go in here. And beading throughout, like as I go, doesn't bother me because I stitch in hand, so it doesn't matter. Like I don't have a Q-snap or squirrel rods or anything to crush the beads. But came down, brought her hair down, and I started in on her wing over here. So it's still going to go out a little bit more. like up here, it's still going to go out with some black stitches. But yeah, so I got 400 stitches on her. Very happy with how she's coming along. But yeah, Stuart had posted a regular Flosstube, and then he had posted a Flosstube extra where he he did a video of the finished table at the retreat that he went to. So I needed to do stitches on that for that. Okay. Hang on, my pile is getting off balance here. There we go. Okay. Next up, Jessie Marie does stuff. She posted her Whip Go numbers for November. And her piece is Summer Sampler. This is by Cooler Design Studio. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. And this is Pattern Keeper compatible now. Except for back stitching, of course. But it is Pattern Keeper compatible. The only downside to this is that it counts quarter stitches as one stitch, and why was something playing? Quarter stitches as one stitch, and when you're doing like half crosses, it counts that as one as well. So it does throw my counts a little off, because if I end up doing those, I need to go over to make sure I actually, because 4 quarter stitches equals one stitch, 2 half stitches equals one stitch. So if I hit that, which you'll see later, then I try to go over a bit to make up for that. But anyway, I didn't do that here. So I don't know why I brought that up. But I think because I said it was in Pattern Keeper. But I needed to do 200 stitches for her piece, and that is what I did. I'm currently sitting at 1,846 stitches completed out of 31,132 cross stitches. I am 5.93% complete. That is not including any back stitching. But I got the tomato part. This is a seed packet. I should have said that. I'm in the upper left-hand corner. So when she posts again, I will continue working this seed packet down here. Let me show you where I'm at. Hang on. Up here. So as she continues to post, I'm going to continue working on this seed packet, and then my plan is going to be probably like to backstitch the entire packet except for the outside of it, because there's going to be stitches that go there. Well, I'll backstitch the part that I can, and then I'll stop when it gets to other stitches. But yeah, my plan will be to completely stitch and then backstitch the inside, backstitch the outside as much as I can, and then probably move on to the what are those leaves? Ladybugs. Aw. Backstitch the ladybugs and then move to this watermelon border. That'll be the plan. We'll see if that actually happens, because you guys know how I love to change what I'm doing. So, but yeah, I have all 4 of these pieces started, and all 4 of them, if you are interested, are on tea-dyed Monaco fabric, 28 count. And they will fit on that. You know how sometimes when you get fabric from the store, it comes in like the rolls of like 15 by 18. That's what I have it on. So it does fit on that. But of course, my math can be wrong, so double check. Okay. Next up is Anna the Alchemist Stitcher. So she's the creator of the game. She did post a video. I have the days of when everybody posted. That's what I should have done. I should have gone in that order. Duh. I think, was this a catch-up? Hang on, because I have it written down. I'm sitting here all stressed out in a rush, and you guys don't care. You love that it takes me forever. Yeah, longer videos. Okay. So Stuart was from Friday with his special video, and then also Sunday. Becky was from Sunday. Jessie Marie was from Saturday. Okay, so Alchemist Stitcher, this is catch up from last Friday. Like, not the one that just passed, but the one before. Her piece is A Wonderful Time, Time of the Year from Imaginating. This was designed by Ursula Michael. And I'm using the called for DMC 2/2 full cross on a 28 count white opalescent Lugana, Monaco, Jobelin. I don't know. It's 28 count and it's white opalescent. That's all I know. Oh, it's like I lost my board again. Okay. And I needed to do 200 stitches on this, and that is where I got to. So I was debating on where to go. Like, I knew I wanted to go up, but I was debating on where to go because I know that this T is messed up. I noticed it when I was like stitching this stuff here. I do not know if it threw this off. I don't remember that part. I just know that this T is over this way, one stitch. It could be right. I don't like, I know that it should be, this whole thing should be out one more stitch, but this could potentially be correct. I'm not sure, but I didn't want to start doing this word wonderful and then have it be completely off. So I came over here to where I know it's correct, and I started working, and then I'll work this way with the word wonderful. I'll go backwards with it. But I got 200 stitches on this. I don't have a % complete because it is a paper pattern. But when as she continues to post, I will continue working on the word wonderful. My plan with this also, because I do prefer to work from the top down, it just kind of makes it a little bit easier for me. So I do plan to just work my way up to the top and then start back under time of the year and work my way down. Okay. And then, told you we got a lot to go through. Next up is Megan from Stitching Moon Designs. She posted on Friday, this was the 24th as well, and her piece is Oceans ABC from Design Works. Artwork is by Krista Hamrick, and I'm working in the M in the mermaid block. So I did 200 stitches on this. I'm using everything that came in the kit. It's a 14 count white Aida. I'll show you where I worked, and then I'll show you the rest of what I did, because where I worked is like down here. So there's my 200. I'm getting close to, like, this is her arm that's going to come down, so I'm getting close to her head. So I will continue kind of getting her stitched in, get the border. Like, I'm going to get this completely done before I move on to the next block. So I got 200 stitches on her, and then this is everything else I've done. A, B, F, and G. I saw, oh man, who was it? Somebody had posted, oh, Shay and Tasha. Oh, which one of you does it? They have a whip that they, like a full coverage whip, and they're doing it page by page, and basically like if she had started, I don't remember which one of you guys is doing it, but if she starts here and she had these numbered, like all the pages touching it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She would wheel spin, and whatever number it landed on, she would do that block. And then she would say it was this one here, and then she would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And then she would wheel spin, and then, you know, whatever. So she's kind of like all over the place. I was kind of thinking about starting to do that with my block pieces like this. Like after I get mermaid done, I have these 4, and then I could do this one, this one. I could do this one. Anything that's touching the anything that's actually touching the blocks, I could do. So I was kind of thinking about doing that. That would be neato. Probably not with coffee break, because it's just so like three down, 3 across. But yeah, I thought that would be neat. Minimize the decision fatigue of trying to figure out what letter to move on to. Okay, oh, speaking of the Sloppy Stitching Sisters, they are up next. So they posted, they had posted, this was catch up from, no, I was caught up with them, wasn't I? Cookie time? No, this was catch up from last Wednesday, the 22nd. And then they posted an update video on Tuesday, the 28th. And their piece is Cookie Time from Soda Stitches. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. So I needed to do 400 stitches for their piece. And I do have the Sim Pattern Keeper, so I can give you a percent of my cross stitching. So because they had posted the 2 videos, I needed to do 400 stitches. So I did 400 cross stitching and back stitching, and this is where I got to. So I got the candy dish completed, and then I decided to, so all the back stitching is done on this, and then I decided to come over here because this center part is really the whisk, the 2 cookie cutters, and a rolling pin right here. So I was like, well, let me come back over here and get this rolling pin going. So when they post again, that's what I will continue to work on. It's hard to see. You could probably see it because I can see it in the camera okay. The white stitches there, that's the start of the rolling pin. So I'm now sitting at 2,431 stitches out of 15,173. I'm 16.02% complete with the cross stitching. I always feel like I have to specify that because there's so much more back stitching that goes into this that Pattern Keeper doesn't count. So, but yeah, so when they post again, I will continue with that rolling pin that's in the middle. This rolling pin right here. And then I don't know if I'm gonna go here or if I'm gonna come up here. I don't know where I'm gonna go after that. I do not know. What is that? Heart candle. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna do the candle, if I'll go up to the teapot, cinnamon roll, or come down here to fortune cookies or the waffle. I don't know yet. We'll see. Maybe I can wheel spin that too. All right. Next is going to be Ebony. In Stitches with Ebony posted a regular update on the 29th, and her piece is Winter in the Village by Stony Creek Collection. And I needed to do 200 on her. I'm using all the called for stuff, 2/2 full cross on a 28 count, 28 count even weave in the color Summer Sky. And this is where I got to. So I started working on the roof up here. I still have a few stitches in the windows right here I need to do, but I did start back stitching the school. I think I did like maybe 2 lengths of back stitching, like two full threads. So I got the door completely back stitched with the school bell. It's hard to see, but that's oh yeah, you can see it. It's a school bell right there. But I got the door completely stitched and this bottom part here, and then I started on this window and that thread ended. And then I wanted to see if I could, maybe I did 3 lengths because I feel like a lot of 1 length. No, maybe this was 1 length. I got the school sign with PS3 back stitched as well. But yeah, so as she continues to post, I will finish these windows, work on this roof. There's going to be 2 chimneys that come up, and continue with getting this back stitched before I move over here. I just need to double check and make sure that that side of the building does it have any other cross stitches next to it? Yeah, there's 3. So I'll have to do like 3 more stitches in the roof of that building right there so that I don't have to cross stitch over my back stitching. Oh, I don't think I showed you everything I've done. This is everything I've done so far. So I worked my way over to this side, and then I decided that I'm going to go ahead and continue just doing it completely all the way over. But yeah, I'll continue on this, and I'm also going to continue on the bottom border there. I know a lot of people that are doing this are like, I don't like the quote, I'm not going to do it, but I like it. So I'm going to leave it. It says, winter's blessing is the gift of quiet reflection. I mean, I don't really have winter here in Florida, but I like to pretend. That's why I have so many winter whips. So that was for Ebony. Next up is Kelly from Kel's Stitches. I'm showing these out of order. That's what I should have done. I should have done them in order. Oh, no, you know what? That got 400. That got 400. I lied. Ebony posted twice. See, this is why I should do it in order. So that was actually 400. That's why I had so much back stitching. Ebony posted a update on Wednesday, but she also posted a Flosstube extra on Monday. Or it was vice versa, I don't remember, but she had posted that she's going to be watching the Harry Potter films every weekend until Christmas, and so she was showing the whips that she was going to be working on while she watched those films. That's what it was. She got 400, sorry. Okay, next up is Kelly from Kel's Stitches. Her piece is It's a Marshmallow World by Sugar Stitches. And she posted on Monday the 26th. Hers was one time, so this is the only one. And so I'm doing all the called for DMC 2 strands full cross on a, do I have the card in here? Or the sticker from the fabric? What color is this? I do. It's a 16 count Ada in the color Milk Chocolate. And this is where I got to. I had to do 200 stitches. So I had a pink thread hanging here. I finished that bottom border right there, that bottom line. And then I started doing, what are these? Like star motif things? I feel like they have a specific name and I don't remember what they are. But I started doing that. And so I will probably, I think my goal will be to completely do this one right here, and then maybe next move over here and bring this border down a bit, because this pink and white border goes all the way around the piece. So I need to continue to move down and across with the border as I work on it. So I think that's going to be my plan, is to finish this, because after I get this star, there's going to be a few more of these things to do, and white that goes over here, and then I think this will be done, and then I'll come over here and bring this border down. Okay. Next up, this is what I had to get up and go get. Next up, Andrew the Runner Stitcher. So he had posted 2 regular updates. One I had to catch up on, the other one was a regular one. So his regular update was Tuesday the 21st. And then he posted another one on Tuesday the 28th. And his piece is Spanish Sampler. And this is out of the 101 Best Loved Designs by Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. And I got to bring it in like this because there's a pattern on the other page. A pattern of the piece that I bought this book for that I have not started. But this is what Spanish Sampler is going to look like, except I feel like mine's going to look better. They did a really, my opinion, they could have lit this piece a lot better to do a photo, but whatever. This is the piece. That's what I bought the book for. And have I even started it? No, I have not. But that's what I bought this book for. Okay, so Spanish Sampler. I'm doing it with the called for DMC. I do need to get some Krynic or Petite Treasure braid because there is some sparkly threads that go in this, but that's not right now, so it doesn't matter. And it's being done 2 strands, however, it's, or 2 to 3 strands. My satin stitches are 3 strands. But 2 strands over, let's just, I'm doing it how it's called for. There's a lot of specialty stitches. That's why I keep fumbling over my words. But how I count my specialty stitches is I look at, because I still count them when I'm doing my stitch count. And I count it as back stitching. Like I count it how I would back stitching. So if the specialty stitch goes over like 2 squares on the pattern, that will count as 1 stitch. If it goes over 8 stitches on the 8 squares on the pattern, that would be 4 stitches. Yeah, so that's how I do that. But anyway, so I needed to do 400 stitches on Andrew's piece, and this is where I got to. I am in this top border band going across. I enjoy working on this, but I tell you, I will be glad when this band is done because it's getting to be obviously very repetitive. But yeah, see, like these are satin stitches here. All these are satin stitches. I'm using 3 strands for this, but this is a 28 count linen, white casual linen. The blue border is just regular cross stitching, but this reddish border is a 4-sided back stitch, as is this kind of green, what do they call it? Drab green, drab brown, whatever. These stitches here, the greenish ones, those are also a 4-sided back stitch. They're kind of, honestly, they're fun to do, but yeah, I'm ready for this band to be over. And then this is just like a squiggly back stitch. So I still need to bring the borders across. And then there's going to be another satin stitch box over here that I'll probably move on to after I get this done. That's not the same layout in here, but same style. I'll probably do that, so then I have my piece worked all the way across the top. So, speaking of Andrew, he is running his marathon today. What time is it? What time is it? 9:50. Oh, his start time, I think, is at 10:40, so he's got less than an hour before he starts. Oh, I'm so excited. Andrew, good luck. You're going to be watching this after, but good luck. Oh, I'm super excited for him. I hope he does well. Okay. Next. This is going to tie into 2 things in my plans. So next up is Sharon from Fun with Cross Stitch. She posted a video on Tuesday the 28th. And her piece is Mermaids of the Season Sal from Bella Filipina. This was a collaboration between Bella Filipina and Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. So I'm doing it on Fiberlicious's Called For fabric, which is a 28 count Lugana in the color Singing in the Rain. I'm using all the Called For stuff. I'm going to show you where I worked first, and then I'll show you the rest of it. So I needed to do 200 stitches for Sharon, and then I needed to do 100 stitches for Bake Off. So this got a total of 300. And I continued in the Autumn Mermaid in her tail. So this got 300 stitches. So I brought the tail down some more. By the way, oh my God, was it Tasha that was trying to show something, and she was holding it up and she kept putting it in her mouth, and then she would catch herself? She's like, what am I doing? Tasha, I just lay it on myself, and then I can do it one-handed. She kept like, and she was like, what am I doing? I don't want to do it too much because I'm wearing lipstick and I don't want to get it on the fabric. But yeah, just lay it on myself. But this is everything I've done. So there's spring and summer. And then autumn and winter. So I'll be glad when, as like, I can pull this piece out more to get some more work on it. Because I would like to get her done. All right. Y'all, this video is going to be so freaking long. I'm at 41 minutes. And I'm still doing Flosstuber Frenzy. Oh my God. Next up, I literally just doing that. I'm not doing this in order. Next week, I'll go back to doing it in order of by day. Next up is going to be Leanne from Small Town Stitches. She posted on Wednesday the 29th, and her piece is Hall of the Holiday from Stitchora. I bought this on Etsy, and she's no longer on Etsy, but she is on wizardy.com, and that's wizardy with an I. I do have this in Pattern Keeper, obviously sans back stitching. And so I'm doing this with the Called For DMC 2/2 full cross on a 32 count Lugana in the color Chinchilla from Mystic Fabrics. And this is where I got to. I am now sitting at 718 stitches complete out of 26,228. I'm at 2.74%. I did actually end up going a little bit over. I did 212 because I wanted to finish my thread up here. But I'm, again, trying to work my way up to the top so that I can just fill from the top down. And I do plan, once I get up to the top, my plan is going to be to... my plan is going to be, I'm right about here right now. That's where I'm at. My plan is going to be to work my way up and then just start getting, because obviously this cuts it off. This is actually the whole, I think. But anyway, my plan is going to be to kind of get all this done, backstitch that, move over, like, you know, and just start kind of filling it in from the top down. But I am... around here somewhere. So I'm getting there. So I will continue working my way up as Leanne posts. So Leanne, I really like this piece, so I need you to post more videos. She said soccer season is ending, so she's hoping to go back to bi-weekly posting, which will be fabulous. Okay. Next is Pro Stitcher. So they went a little crazy with their posting. Their piece is Autumn Favorites from Shannon Christine Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. So let me see. They posted, last week they posted Thursday and Friday. No, I had Thursday. No, I had them caught up. No, theirs was from this week. So they posted Monday and then they posted on Tuesday because it was like a, I think one was a Stitch With Me and one was a live. And then Friday, they posted an update and they went live. 2, 4, 6, 8. Nope, I still had to do the previous week too, Monday and Tuesday. Okay, anyway, it was like 1,200 stitches. I didn't get all of it done. I need to do Friday. So I still owe this piece 400 stitches. But I'm using the Call for DMC 2 strands full cross on a 14 count chalkboard Ada. And this is where I got to with it. So this ended up getting 800 stitches. And it's all up here. So I got the cup done. Let me see, what did I do? I don't remember if I did the word autumn, but I know I did the word pie. I think I finished this flower. I did autumn. I think this is, because I worked on it 2 separate times. I did the word pie, and then I ended with this cup, and then I picked it back up, and I completely did the cup, and I started on this border over here. It's going to say kettle corn in here. And then I'll come, once I get this area up here done, I'm going to come back down here and finish the leaves. And there's a little bit of back stitching in those leaves. And then I'll come back down here and finish the bottom. But yeah, that's what it's looking like so far. I'm really loving it. Yeah, Friday I got a notification that they posted an update, and I'm like, oh, cool, because, you know, they've been posting weekly, so I wasn't surprised. And then I got a notification that they were going live, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, dude, you're killing me. And, you know, and they're just laughing and laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, we're getting close to the end here, guys. Next up is going to be Siski from Siski Stitches. She posted, okay. So my stitching ended, like everybody who posted starting with Friday, I didn't get to. But she did post the previous Friday. So her piece is Rambunctious Raccoons by Glendon Place, signed by Cheryl Granda. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm in this raccoon up here because it was a center start. So I started here and then we're working my way over to that raccoon. So I'm doing it with the Call for DMC 2/2 full cross on a 28 count Lugana in the color Oxygen from Atomic Ranch Fabrics. And I got 200, nope, I got 200 stitches on her piece. I still owe it 200 more, but that is where I got to. So I got the body, I got the pajamas done, and then I started in on the tail. So once I get the tail stitched, I'm going to, once I get the tail stitched, I'm going to start back stitching what I can on the raccoon. And then finish bringing this branch out with the leaves and stuff. I don't think the tree is backstitched at all. I think it's just the raccoons that are backstitched. So, there's that. And then the final piece, last but certainly not least, for Flosstuber Frenzy is Winter Sampler. This is, oh, I should probably tell you who this was for. Winter Sampler is for Lindsay at Blushing Pink Stitches. I had to think about that one. It was throwing me off because Blushing Pink Stitches and In Stitches with Ebony are Winter Sampler and Winter in the Village, and I kept mixing up who was who. So Winter Sampler, this is from Color Design Studio. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. And this was for two different plans. This was for her video, and it was also, I needed to do 600 stitches for Monopoly. So this ended up, and this is where I was at telling you guys. I did go a little bit over because it counts quarter stitches and half stitches as like one stitch. So I did go over. I did a total. So I needed 200 for her, 600 for Monopoly. So I got 826 stitches. I am now sitting at 7,390 stitches completed out of 33,314. I'm at 22.18% with the cross stitching. So what did I do? I completely cross stitched the countdown banner here. I got this all cross stitched. I cross stitched all of this. I didn't do any back stitching. And so I think this is all cross stitched now. So now my plan, next time she posts, my plan is going to be to start back stitching all of this. But it took me a minute to realize that this is a mouse and it looks like it's on a stripper pole. But it's the little thing that like hangs from the clock. That, what's that piece called? That goes back and forth, the little ticker thing. That's what it's on. But when I was doing it, it was just like, I didn't have that done yet. I'm like, is this thing hanging on a pole like a stripper? So that's my little stripper mouse. But my plan is to go in and start back stitching as much as I can. So the next time she posts, I will get cracking on that. All right. I need to put this hang on 1 second. Okay, I have my chair over here, like my office chair, and I was piling the whips up on it, but the pile was getting too high. It was going to start falling over. So I was like, well, let me just put those in their bin before it starts falling over. Okay, so next up will be temperature stitching. So first piece I'm going to show you is going to be, let me get back in order here. It's going to be Bless This Nest. This is for the numbers 0 and 5. This is a kit from Busilla designed by Andrea Tachiera. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but oh well. And this piece needed 400 stitches between this past week and the week before. And that is what I did. So I got the word bless cross-stitched. I brought this cross-stitch line all the way across. And I went ahead and got this line because I think I had to fill in right here or something. But yeah, this is all I got left up here. I sent a picture to Alara. I was like, look how close I am to a finish. And she was like, if you don't finish, I was like, no, I got too much to do. This is going to get another 200 stitches before it needs to be replaced anyway. And then after that, it's going, I think I'm going to pull it from my whip of shame wheel and I'm going to put it into finish the shit. It'll go into the finish the shit pile. Okay, next step is going to be my newest entry into temperature stitching, and this is Walking to Town. This is an Old Dimensions kit from 1999, copyright 1999, so I probably started it not long after. It's designed by Fred Swan. Oh, and that was on a 14 count white Aida with whatever came in the kit. This is on a 18 count navy Aida. This just needed 100 stitches. And I did them in the snow right here. I made a working copy of the chart, and I think the page ends like right here. So I will continue filling this part in here. I may go a little bit out depending on how far. If it goes out a lot, then I'll just kind of feather this part down here. And then I'll start working on these trees because this over here got messed up somehow. So I got to like kind of work my way up and then over to figure out where my screw up was. Because I'm not frogging nothing over here. I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So that got 100. And then next up is when I wasn't able to completely finish my stitches on, but I had said last week, I'm like, oh, whatever I don't get done, we're just gonna forget it and, you know, start fresh on in November. But some of the stuff I will go ahead and carry over, like this one. This is Dimensions Gold Collection, Walking Aurora Cabin, and it is designed by Kim Norling. Stuart is also working on this one. But he is working from the bottom left. And I'm working from the right-hand side because I did a center start and worked my way over to the right. All right. So I needed 700 stitches. I ended up doing 500. It's all up here. So I'll show you this part first. So I did 500. So I still need to do 200 more. I did a few lengths of this dark blue, but I can't do it all at once because it is it's a full, like, oh, what's the thing? It's 6 strands. Like, it's like when you cut like it's already pre-cut. But so it's like one whole thing of it. And so it gets really, really tight when you're trying to pull it because right at the eye of the needle, you're essentially trying to pull the needle with 12 strands of floss through. And so it does get pretty tight. But I did 2 lengths of that dark blue and then I worked on this tree some more and I worked on the lights more. So this still needs 200 stitches to catch up. But yeah, it's looking really good. And this is everything that I've done so far. I'm really liking how it's looking. It's hard to see. You can see it in person, but down here, like in the snow, there's blending filament and it's a little bit up here too, but you can see it in person. You just can't, it's hard to see on camera, but it looks really good. And I still have to go in and backstitch that house. I got to see if there's any back stitching in the trees. I do not know. There are French knots in the sky here for the stars. I truly don't know. I'm over here. What am I doing? I'm like, look at that. I'm not even over there. I'm over here. I truly don't know if I'm going to do those French knots or not. I mean, I know some people are like, oh, just do beads. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe it's going to be that we're going to have some pollution that's going to... No, then you wouldn't be able to see the northern lights. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's a future gen problem. And then the final temperature whip I did was in her garden. This is a Dimensions Gold collection designed by Sandra Cook. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm in the boring part in this up here, upper right hand corner. She just needed 100 stitches. Oh, and because 2 half crosses count as a full cross, that's why it looks like there's so much more on Aurora Cabin, because I was doing 2 half crosses for every like stitch. And same case with this. This is an 18 count ivory Ada. The majority of this stitching was half crosses, so it ended up getting basically 200 half crosses in it, essentially. But that is where I'm at with that. But yeah, this got 100. I'll be really happy when I get through this boring part and I get to like the flowers and her, because then I think I'll be happier with it. I think I'll be happier with it because she's very pretty. What am I going to do with her when I'm done? I have no idea. I have no clue. By the time I'm done with her, I'll be an old lady and she'll be appropriate for my house, because that looks like something that would hang in an old lady's house. Okay. Next up is going to be bake-off stitching. So I showed you the mermaid already, and no, okay. Next, so this piece, hang on, bake-off. Okay. So the mermaid piece was for the person who got last in technical for week 8. And then the person who was first in technical is Patchwork Quote Room, and I needed to do 200 stitches, nope, 100 stitches on that, and that is Patchwork Quote Room is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artworks by Sierra Marchetti. It's 700 by 490, and it's the max color, so it's got 238 colors in it. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm up here. I'm up here. I'm working right around here. So it's going to be hard to see because it's such a large piece and I only did 100 stitches on it. I'm doing it 2 strands full cross on a 20 count easy count Ada. So it's going to be hard to see my progress, I think, but that's what I did. I am now sitting at 8,259 stitches completed out of 343,000. I am at 2.41% complete. So there was that one. Okay. And then, let me see here. I had some catch-up stitching from week 7. Let's go over that real quick. That was for the person who got a handshake and Star Baker for week 7. So Star Baker is 200, a handshake is 100. So it was 300 stitches I needed to do on Mother Nature's Spring. This is out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine from 2023. And this is designed by Perry Haiti. I didn't do any back stitching, I just did cross stitching on her. I'm doing it with the Call for DMC 2/2 full cross on a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. And this is where I got to on her. So I worked a little bit more in her hair. And then I decided to come over here, and this is the bouquet of flowers that she's holding. So I still need to go in and backstitch, and I need to fill in right here. But like, I think this is ready for back stitching over here. And I think there might be a French knot that I need to do in the bird eyes for the bird eyes. I think I gotta double check, but I'll worry about that when I get to it. All right. And then the final Bake Off piece I did was for the person who was eliminated in week 8. There's only 10 episodes, so we only got 2 weeks left of Bake Off, this week and next week. And the person who got eliminated is Christmas ABC. This is a kit from Design Works. Artwork is by Krista Hamrick. And this is another one that I could potentially, if this becomes if I don't think, but if I was to do it like a regular whip, I could do the wheel spin to figure out what block to go to next. I'm currently in the candy cane block up here, letter C. I'm there. I'm using all the stuff that came in the kit, and it's a 14 count white Aida. So I needed to do 300 stitches. 300 stitches for this person being eliminated. So I got this candy cane cross stitched. I got this part of the bow, started working on this one here. So yeah, that's everything I've done so far. I still have to go in and do beads on these two. There's no beads in this one. I don't think there's beads in the candy cane block either. I think it's just back stitching. So yeah. So this piece is done for Bake Off. I did not get to the Star Baker whip, but that's okay. All right. Next up is the rest of the stuff I was able to, so I already showed you, I worked on 3 of the Monopoly whips. I am going to let the Monopoly go. So whatever I didn't get done, I'm done with. We're all done. It's fine. Okay. So the first one that I'm going to show you for Monopoly is Design Works Coffee Break. I'm in this block down here. This is also Dawn Marie's whip, DM's Crafty Vortex for Flosstuber Frenzy. So I'm happy that this is going to continue to stay out. I'm using everything that came in the kit. It's a 14 count white Aida. And this got 300 stitches. So I got the borders cross stitched. I have this thread hanging because the inside is back stitched also. So I need to back stitch this here. That was my 300. I finished stitching the border. Then I think I had a thread hanging right here, and I went ahead and brought it up until I hit 300. So for this block, all I have left is to back stitch the inside here, cross stitch and back stitch the bottom of the glass and the spoon, and then back stitch the outside here, and then this block will be done, and I can move on to the next one. This is everything I've done so far. Oh, here it is. I was like, where did my bag go? All right. And then the final piece that I worked on for Monopoly is Reaching Skyward. This is the stitch along from Modern Folk Embroidery from 2023. And this is the mock-up with my color choosing. like the colors I chose. I am doing it 2 strands full cross on a 20 count Aida in the color Polar Blue. This was a fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics from 2022. And this needed 400 stitches. And that is what I did. I am now sitting at 3,000 stitches completed out of 47,789. I am at 6.28%. So I did a little bit of the pink. So the pink is 917. The blue is 336. So this part is all stitched in, and I think I had started right here or something, but I decided to work more on the blue because it's got like so much more stitching than the pink does, and I ended up coming over here and I started working. So whenever I do pull this out again, I will probably continue to work in this part right here just to get that worked in more. But yeah, 400 stitches on that. All right. We're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. Okay. Next up is Gridiron Grind. I did not get to Bathly Scape, but I did do afternoon tea. I had a lot of so last week for the game, it was the Bucks played the Saints. So Gridiron Grind, if you don't know, is a game created by Kim Hollenbeck, and oh, I think it's in this one. Here it is. You can do it however you want, but basically it's a way to tie in your cross stitch with football. Yeah, there it is. So I have a whip assigned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's my home team. And then I have another whip assigned to whoever they're playing, the away team. And I'm doing 10 stitches per point. If the Bucks make it to the playoffs, which I think that they will because they're doing really, really well this year, then it's going to bump up to 20 stitches per point. If they make it to the Super Bowl, then it's going to increase to 50 stitches per point. I may do extra stitches for the winner, I'm not sure. But right now it's 10 stitches per point for both teams. The winning team gets an extra 100 stitches, and if their score gap is 10 or greater, it's another 100 stitches on the winning team. So I had to do catch-up stitches for the away team from the previous week because they won, and it was a huge loss. Who'd they play? The Lions? I think they played the Lions, and it was a big loss. And then they played the Saints last weekend, and it's like the Saints knew. They were like, don't score a lot because Jen has a lot of stitches to do on her piece. The score was 23-3. Bucks won. I almost showed you my notebook. I don't know why. So I needed to do 230 stitches on my home team piece, plus 100 for winning the game, plus another 100 for that huge score gap, but I didn't get to it. I needed 723 stitches on my away team piece from the week prior, maybe 2 weeks prior, I'm not even sure, but I had a lot of catch-up stitching, and then I only needed to do an additional 30 stitches for the Saints score this past weekend. Thank goodness. I was able to do all of that. I did do all that, so now that's caught up. My away team piece is Afternoon Tea. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artworks by Randall Spangler. It's 381 by 487. It has 89 colors. The pieces I picked for Gridiron Grind are my kids' whips. So this is for my 12-year-old, who's almost 13, but right now he's 12. But this is what this is going to look like when it's done. I am working this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count Easy Count Lugana. And I got 754 stitches. And this is where I got to with it. That border is looking really good. I now am sitting at 2,420 stitches completed out of 184,805. I am at 1.31%. So basically what I was doing is I was doing like 2 strands in the border going across, 2 strands in the border going down, or maybe I was doing 1, I don't remember. And then I would do a couple strands like somewhere in here. So, but yeah. You can kind of see a little better if I hold it like that. So yeah, happy with how this is coming along. It looks really good so far. You can kind of see a little bit. It looks very dark. Oh wait, hold on. But yeah. So that's caught up, but now I'm behind again with my other piece, which I'll show you when I talk about plans. Okay, next is going to be portals. This is 6 portals. Artwork is by Rose Catherine Kahn, charted by Pain Free Crafts. It is 1206 by 800. It has like over 200 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I worked my way across the top. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count Easy Count Lugana. I worked my way across the top, scattered stitches so that I could work in each portal. Oh man, I did this at the beginning of the week. Okay, I worked in portal 2. I forgot what portal I worked in. So I've been rotating through each portal. I worked all the way across the top, and then I've been rotating through each portal every week, just trying to get more filled in. My plan next year will be to give each portal, like, hopefully 500 stitches a week for a month before moving on to the next one. So January will be hopefully 500, well, it don't matter, 500 a week for the month of January in portal 1. But anyway, this week I worked on portal 2. And I did another 300 stitches on it. I am now sitting at, nope, wrong one. Here, look at that. Don't look at me. I am now sitting at 3,204 stitches completed. Out of 964,800, I am at 0.33%. This is my second largest WIP. So there's portal 1, portal 2, which I just showed you, portal 3, which is what I'll work on next week. Uh-oh, I didn't plan that out right. Portal 4, 5, and 6. There are quite a few people working on this WIP. I know that Dawn Marie had a good chunk of it done and it was looking really good, but she was doing it in half cross and she didn't like how it was like looking. So she restarted it to do it full cross, but so it's like, it's kind of neat because like, I know that there's a lot of people that have started this piece, but the ones that stick out in my head are Dawn Marie and Siski Stitches, because I worked my way all the way across the top. Dawn Marie did a left-hand start, so she's working in portal 1, and then Siski did a right-hand start, so she's in portal 6. So those two are coming from the sides, and I'm like all over. So that was fun. Okay. All right. Next up, we'll do my new start. Finally, at the very end. I have one more piece after this. This isn't my last WIP. But my new start, I only did one of them. I showed you 2 potential new starts last week. I did one of them. I did Holly Berry Pixie. This is by Bella Filipina. I am not doing it on the called for fabric, but it's very, very close to the called for. I'm doing it 2/2 full cross on a 28 count Monaco in the color Princess Pink. This was a fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics from 2024. And I had to think about which way was up. This is where I got to. I did 500 stitches on her. So that is my start on her. This will probably be the last time you see this year, I think. But I do plan to bring her out next year somehow. But yeah, that was my start on her. I have none of the specialty stuff for her. I don't have any beads. I don't have any specialty, like any of the Krynics or anything. So all I did was I just worked on the back stitching, the DMC that I had. So I still have to order the stuff for her. All right, final whip. Honeymoon Sunset. Oh my God, so much talking. Jesus, hour and a half already, and we still have to do boards and go over plans. Okay. Honeymoon Sunset. This is my focus piece for the year. This is charted by Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is 869 by 649. It has 133 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I am currently on the right-hand side. Working down here, actually. I'm working down here. And I am doing a 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. I needed to get this, so I want to get this to 50% by the end of the year. And I wanted to, so my goal is to get it increased by 1% every month. So my goal for October was 48%, and I needed 1,800 stitches, just under 1,800 stitches to get that done. And I met my goal. I did 1,800 stitches. I actually got my goal completed while I was on Crow's live on Friday. Like, I got my goal right as they were ending their live. So that was fun. But yeah, I did 1,800 stitches this week. I don't know if you're going to be able to really, I feel like almost 2,000 stitches you should be able to tell, but it's so scattered, I feel that I'm not sure if you can. But that's where I worked. I am now sitting at 270,716 stitches completed out of 563,981. I am at 48.00%. So that was cutting it close because I got my stitches done on Halloween. So yeah. I'm trying to get my park threads worked in because I don't want to have any hanging for the end of the year. Hang on. There we go. Look at that. That looks so good. But I want to get my park threads worked in so I don't have any hanging at the end of the year, because I was actually thinking about moving over here next year. Because my goal next year is to get it to 60%. And I've been over here for so long that I'm like, I need a change of, I've been over here the entire year. So I'm going to continue to work these park threads in right here, and then I will just kind of continue filling this in the rest of November. I'm debating in December starting on this side. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I come over here in December and work these threads in and then hop back over there? Or should I just come over here in December and just start working over here and get these part threads worked in? And then just stay over here. And then stay over here in 2026. What do you guys think? Or just leave this. It's not that they bother me. It's just, it'll be like, you know, a nice clean picture for like comparison. Because I just have a few part threads right here to work in, and then I can, yeah. Looks so good. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, my plan, I want to end, I was telling Alara, my plan is going to be to kind of end in this area right here, because this is all sky. And even though there are color changes, it's more blocky with the stitching. And then at least I can end with something that's easier to do, as opposed to ending down here in this horde of flowers that I don't like stitching, because it's like three stitches and then change of color. So my plan is to kind of like next year kind of get this side worked on to get this to 60%. So, but yeah, what do you guys think? Should I stay on the right side and then just work those part threads in 2026? Or should I stay on the right side for November and then move to the left side in December? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I should do. Okay, that was all my whips. Finally, hour and a half in. Whew, hour and a half in. My coffee's cold. All right, let's update my board, my boards. Okay. I guess we can go ahead and update this Monopoly board, even though it's not going to be coming out anymore. I did coffee break. Oh, shit, I do this every time. Okay. Coffee break. I had 2,900 stitches. I did another 300. That brings us up to 3,200. And my goal is dropping from 1,100 down to, 800. Winter sampler. I had 1,500. I did another 600, right? Yeah, I did another 600. So this brings us up to 2,100. And my goal is dropping from 2,500 down to 1,900. I don't know why I'm doing this, because we're not going to be doing this no more, but whatever. Reaching skyward, I had 1,100. I did another 400, so this is going to be 1,500. And my goal is dropping from 2,900 down to 2,500. That's all I worked on for that. Okay. Active whips. Mermaids of the season. I did 100 stitches. So this is going from 3,000 to 3,100. And my goal is dropping from 1,000 down to 900. Now, this is separate from Flosstuber Frenzy. So I know it's really messed up. It's kind of confusing. It doesn't matter. We're just here for the ride. Mother Nature Spring, I had 900. I did another 300 on it. So this is going up to 1,200. And my goal is dropping from 1,100 down to 800. Sweet Bee I didn't work on. Patchwork Quilt Room, I had 1,300. I'm adding another 100 to this. So this is now 1,400. And my goal is dropping from 700 down to 600. Christmas ABC, I had 1,100. I did 300 on it, so this goes up to 1,400. And my goal is dropping from 2,900 down to 2,600. Honeymoon Sunset, I had 57,008 stitches since my whip parade. I'm adding another 1,800 to this, so this is now going to be 58,808. My goal is dropping from 13,072 stitches to do down to 11,272. So we are almost at that 10,000 mark. Oh, that's exciting. My percent complete is increasing from 47.68% to 48.00%. So that's exciting. I probably should have been tracking my stitches for some of my stuff that I'm not doing, like Gridiron Grind. I'm not tracking those stitches. What else? Gridiron, Portals. Yeah, there's a few things I'm not tracking, but it's whatever. We'll track it next year. Okay, temperature stitching. Bless This Nest. Got 400 stitches. So this is going from 1,400 to 1,800. And my goal is dropping from 600 down to 200. Walking to Town was my newest replacement piece, and it got 100 stitches. My new goal is now 1,000, so this is dropping from 1,000 down to 900. Aurora Cabin got 500, so this is going from 1,000 to 1,500. And my goal is dropping from 1,000 down to 500. Frederick got nothing. In Her Garden had 1,800 stitches. I did another 100, so this is going up to 1,900, and my goal is dropping from 200 down to 100. So let's see which pieces get replaced first. We'll go over that when I do plans. Okay. Getting hit. Flosstuber Frenzy. So this, I don't have goals. I'm not going to be, right now, I'm not going to be replacing pieces. My plan will be to just kind of keep them in. We'll track their stitches, how much I get done on them. And if I feel I'm at a good stopping point, then I'll replace their whips. So who did I work on? I worked on so many. Okay. We're going to go, now I'm going to go in the order I have them listed. So first up is going to be Andrew, the runner stitcher, Spanish sampler. I did 400. Cookie Time. So Sloppy Stitch and Sisters, I did 400. I just started this like, was it last Flosstube or the one before? Last Flosstube was the first time, so that's why these numbers are so low. Autumn Favorites, Crow Stitcher. I did 800. Wonderful Time of the Year, Alchemist Stitcher. I did 200. Winter Sampler is Blushing Pink Stitches. I did 200 on her. And Ocean ABC is Stitching Moon Designs. There she is. I did 200 on her. Luna is Stuart. Where are you, Stuart? Here we go. Stuart and Stitches, Luna. So I did 400 on Luna. So this is going from 200 up to 600. Rambunctious Raccoons is Siski. So she got 200. I still owe her for Friday. Summer Sampler, Jessie Marie Does Stuff. It's right here. This got 200. Cup of Cheer, Becky's Madness for Crafting. I had 200. I'm adding another 200. So this will go up to 400. And It's a Marshmallow World is Kel's Stitches. It had 200. I'm adding another 200, so this will go up to 400. Winter in the Village in stitches with Ebony got 200, nope, got 400 stitches. Mermaid Sal. Mermaid Sal is, I'm picturing her in my head, Sharon, but I'm looking in the wrong spot. Fun with Cross Stitch. 200 stitches for her. Small Town Stitches is Hall the Holiday. That got 200. And that's all I got to. So who has not posted? Darren. Well, okay, hold on. Let me say it like this first. Who hasn't posted yet since I started this game? Darren, Kim, Veronica Night Stitch, and Yoshi. But Darren and Kim both posted yesterday, so I can't give them crap no more. But Veronica and Yoshi, slackers. I need y'all to get it together and post a video. That way you can be on my board. Okay. I need just a minute. Oh, let me tell you what well, no, I'll go over that when I go over plans. Okay. Give me just a minute. I need to gather some whips and then we'll go over plans. So I will be right back. Okay. Time to talk about plans. So, like I said earlier, Monopoly's done. I'm done with it. Whatever I couldn't get done this past week, we're over it. So Monopoly's ending. I had to move my phone because I had to look to see who the Bucks were playing today. I forgot to look before. But so Monopoly's done. So I have that coming off of my plate. We have 2 weeks left of Bake Off. So this coming week, I will be working on week number 9. That is the semifinal. I don't know how they do quarterfinals, semifinal, and then grand final. So this is a semifinal. So there was 4 bakers left. Nobody got a handshake. The person who came last in technical also got eliminated. And that piece is Mother Nature's Spring. So this piece is going to get 300 for being eliminated and 100 for last and technical. So this will get 400 stitches. Just a reminder of my starting point. Now that I'm back on a regular week and not trying to play catch up and fly through as many stitches as I possibly can, I may go start doing some back stitching. Actually, let me put this in the bag. This is the bag. I got this bag, I've said it before, but I got this bag from Barnes & Noble for like 75% off because it was being sold as like a Christmassy bag because of this little soft thing here. It is perfect to hold all my stitching in. But yeah, I got it for like less than $10 because it was marked off as a Christmas bag. I bought it years and years ago. Okay, and then the person who got first in technical also got Star Baker, and that is Sweet Bee. I am going to carry over the leftover stitches from Bake Off, so this actually needed 200 stitches from week 8 as well. But this is my starting point. I don't go over fabrics and what I'm doing it over and all that until I actually work on it, so I'll go over that next week. So I hadn't worked on this piece. I'm going to talk about this for just a minute. I hadn't worked on this piece because when you look at my goal board, I only needed 100 stitches on Sweet Bee and then the goal would be complete. And I didn't know if I should just go over the goal and keep working on this piece or what. But I decided I'm just going to, because there's only 2 weeks of Bake Off left, this week and next week. So I'm just going to go over the goal and just continue on with this instead of switching out after 100 stitches. So we're going to end up going over the goal on this one. That's okay though, because it needs it. So this needed 200 from week 8, 100 for First and Technical and 200 for Star Baker. So that's going to be 500 stitches on Sweet Bee. And I think what I'll do is I will continue in this section over here. So finish this hive and then probably bring this border up. And as I bring that border up, there's a line of back stitching that goes along that. And I'll go ahead and work on that, I think. It'll be a surprise for you and me. Okay, so that's Bake Off. So just two whips for Bake Off. Let's see. Let's go over temperature stitching. So, temperatures, projected temps for the upcoming week, starting with today, are, wrong week, hang on. 81, 78, 79, 84, 82, 84, 86. Obviously, that's in Fahrenheit. So what do I need to do? What does that mean? That means Bless This Nest is not getting any stitches. So Bless This Nest is for 0 and 5. 1 and 6 is Walking to Town. That got called twice. So I'll just show the whip instead of the cover photo. This piece here will get 200 stitches. Aurora Cabin, I will carry these stitches over also. Aurora Cabin, whoops, I'll just show this side. Needs 200 from last week, and then it got called one time for 100 this week. So 300 total. Frederick got called once. I will show this cover photo because you didn't see this one earlier. Frederick from Creative Accents. And my starting point with him, that's the whole thing, but I'm going to be working down here. I'll probably continue working in this book. He'll get 100. Then the exciting thing is that, so Aurora Cabin is for temperatures ending in 2 and 7. Frederick is for 3 and 8. In Her Garden ends in 4 and 9. And this is my starting point on her. Let me just fold it in half so it's easier. She got called 3 times this week. I only need 100 stitches to complete her goal. So I'm going to do 100 on her, and then we're going to replace her for the remaining 200. So her replacement is going to be what you guys voted on a few weeks ago. That is going to be Gifted the Eagle Feather, Dimensions Gold Collection. Oh my God, the glare. There we go. And this is going to be my starting point with this one. Hold on, let me make sure I'm holding it the right way. This way. This is my starting point with this one. So this will get the remainder 200. So that's exciting. Okay, so that's my temperature stitching. Next up is going to be Gridiron Grind. So, the Bucks are playing the Patriots today, so I have to wait until the game's done, but whatever the Patriots score will get put on afternoon tea. And my home team piece, which I didn't show you earlier because I didn't get to it, is Bathy Scave. This is by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Josik Yurka. This is for my 15-year-old. And I'll tell you my starting stitches for this one. I usually do that with my Pattern Keeper pieces. That's my starting point. The lighting is making it look darker than what it really is. But this is my starting point. I'm starting off at 2,750 stitches completed out of 202,950. I'm at 1.36%. This needs 430 stitches from last weekend's game plus whatever they scored this weekend. The Patriots are a really good team. That used to be the team that I rooted for whenever I did watch football when I was younger. So this will be an interesting game, I feel. Okay. Portals, the 6 portals, is going to be worked on, if I can get to it. It's going to be week 3. So this one here, this will get another 300 stitches in this portal. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you Honeymoon Sunset real quick. I will continue right now. I think I'll continue. I was asking earlier if I should like move over to the other side in December, but I think for right now, I'll stay over here. So I'm gonna get these part threads worked in, and then I'm probably going to just try to start filling this in right here, maybe, I don't know. But I'll continue staying in this section here. Okay. And then and then Catching Rays. This is my Whip into Shape challenge from Andrew the Runner Stitcher. He has been training for, he was previously training for the Sydney Marathon. Life happened. He wasn't able to fly out there, so he instead started training for the New York Marathon, which he is doing. He started 20 minutes ago. It's so exciting. His heat or group of runners started at 10:40, I think. But this is my Whip into Shape challenge. I am very far behind, but this is my largest whip. It's 1,200 by 900 and it has 134 colors. I don't know why I'm telling you all those details. I normally don't, but this piece is 1,080,000 stitches. And I'm just going to show you I'm going to work here. I'm going to work in this section right here. I'll show you the whole thing when I show it next week. But to catch up and also do his marathon stitches, which will be 262 stitches for today, plus the catch up from last week, I need or from the previous weeks, whatever, to catch up his stitches, I need a total of 763 stitches. I'm starting off at 36,502 stitches completed out of 1,080,000. I am at 3.38% complete. So, all right. Oh my goodness. Get in there. Okay. Now, Flosstuber Frenzy. You know what I did forget to grab? Is it right here? So I need to do, okay, so on Friday, this past Friday, because I do know who I need to catch up on. This past Friday, Crow did that update video and a live, so I need to do 400 stitches on Autumn Favorites. Siski posted another update, so I got to do 200 on Rambunctious Raccoons. Dawn Marie posted twice. I'll go over that in a minute, but Dawn Marie posted twice, so I got to do 200 for that thing on Friday. And then Carla from Carla's Stitching Journey posted, I don't have it, but her piece is Christmas Rules. I'll show it next week. So I got to do 200 on that. So Friday night, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and start my Flosstuber, my 2026 Flosstuber Frenzy stitch counts early. I wanted to start them in the month of November. And I figured since it was the end of the month, this was going to be the perfect time to start it because November 1st is Saturday. So my stitch counts, let me just go over it real quick. I did go over it in plans, but you know how I am. When I start talking about my plans, I'm like, oh, I want to do it right now. But I'm holding off on all the stuff because some of it can't be started until next year anyway. But my stitch counts for Flosstuber Frenzy. Previously, it was 200 stitches per video posted. But what I'm going to do is their first regular update. I decided this on Friday, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start this on November the 1st. Their first regular update, so not anything extra, is going to be 500 stitches. And then every other update, the remainder of the month, is going to be 200 stitches. If they post any Flosstube extras or like live Stitch With Me's, you know, that Harry Potter, what Dawn Marie posted on Friday was that she's going to join Ebony with that Harry Potter countdown to Christmas thing. So videos like that, those will be 100. If anybody starts doing daily stitching for like Flossmas or some kind of special thing that they're doing, that drops to 50. There's no way I'd be able to stay caught up doing 100 stitches like on all those, or even 200 or whatever. If they post a whip parade, I'm going to do 1,000 stitches. If they have any new starts, it's going to be an additional 200. It's going to be 100 stitches for every finish or like milestone on a full coverage project. Like if they, and that's if they announce it. Like I'm not going to be sitting there meticulously tracking their stitches on stuff to see when they hit a certain milestone. So if they announce that they hit a whole percent, like I did for Honeymoon Sunset, I hit 48%, that would get 100 stitches. Or if they announce that they have a page finish, that would get 100 stitches. Or if they, you know, hit like a 5,000 or 10,000 stitch count or whatever, that would get 100 stitches. Or their own milestone. If they have a milestone of 3,000 stitches, like I hit my milestone, that would get 100. If they show a whip that matches one of mine, that'll be an additional 100. And then for every 5 whips that they show, I will do 50 stitches. So if they show 4 whips, I'll do 50. If they show 6, I'll do 100. If they show 11, I'll do 150 extra. So I decided on Friday, I'm going to start that on Saturday. And then what happens? Old Kim Hollenbeck posted her update. And I was like, and Darren too, finally Darren. I mean, he hurt his back. That's why he couldn't post. But Darren and Kim both posted. And then Dawn Marie slid in bottom of the ninth at 11:30 last night with a regular update for her. So I have to go watch her video to see what I need to do for her. But so Dawn Marie, I have to watch her video to see what I need to do for her. So it'll be the 200 from Friday's video, because I was doing 200 every video, plus whatever I calculate from her thing. I'm going to go ahead and show you these 2 pieces because they posted on Saturday and I was able to calculate their stuff. So Darren, Dizzy Stitcher. I was like all gung-ho. I'm like, yeah, he posts every week and he does a stitch with me every week. And then it was like crickets for like 2.5 weeks. But his piece is Merry Christmas. And this is my starting point for him. So, this was his first regular update of the month. Obviously, it was the first. So that was 500 stitches. He did not have any finishes, he didn't have any finishes or milestones. He's going to probably have a couple page finishes in the next week. So, no new starts. He didn't show any whips that match mine this time. He does have a few that I have as well, so, but not this week. And then he showed 10 whips that I counted. I may have missed one or two, but I think he showed 10 whips. So that was an additional 100. So I need 600 stitches on Merry Christmas. Am I going to stay caught up with this stuff? Probably not. But I will continue to do what I've been doing, in that I'm tracking everything in a planner. So like this is this week. So this is Friday. Crow times 2. What? But I'm tracking like when people are posting. So like when I start stitching for Flosstuber Frenzy, I'm going to start with these guys here, and I'll get them done before I move on to this one here. My exception is going to be if they have an abnormally high stitch count, I think. Or if they're like a monthly poster. Like next up is Kim Hollenbeck. Her piece is Poltergeist Pirates. So I'm not mad about the stitch count at all, because I'm super excited to work on this. This is from Glendon Place, and this is my starting point with her. So, because she's a monthly poster, I'm not going to stress about getting all 1,700 stitches in this week. 1,700 stitches on her piece. So it was 500 for a regular update. She had one new start, so that's 200. She had 7 page finishes, and one of those page finishes got her a finish. So I did count them separately. I counted her finish separate from the page finish that got her that finish, because that needs to be celebrated because it was on a full coverage whip. So she had 7 page finishes, 2 finishes. So that was a total of 9. So that's 900 stitches for that. And then she didn't show any whips that match mine, but she did show 9 different whips. So that was an additional 100. So that's 1,700 stitches that needs to go on Poltergeist Pirates. And I'm probably going to, because she is a monthly poster, so I will probably do that throughout the month. That'll probably be like a month, like with that. That's why her stitch count's so high, because she showed everything that she did in the month of October. So that's why that stitch count's so high. So I will probably break that up throughout the month, I think. We'll see. Like I said, Dawn Marie also posted today yesterday a regular update, so I have to watch her video and do my stuff for that to see how much I need to put in on coffee break. I know Stuart is going to be posting today as well, so I'll have to see what he ends up doing. His is he's gonna kill me, because he has a lot of whips that match mine. Me and him have very similar tastes in whips. He's gonna kill me, because he's like me. He does a lot of whips. A lot of whips are the same as me. But I think that's gonna be it. I don't think he's gonna have any like finishes or... Oh, he does have a new start too. Spoiler alert. But you're gonna see his video before mine. Yeah, so anywho, I think I spoiled it earlier when I was talking about something. But anyway, that's it. Holy cow. 2 hours? Was this a 2-hour video? It's broken up. So I need to go feed my heathens. We'll see how much of this I can get done. Am I going to stay caught up with this? I have no clue. But Monopoly dropped off, so that'll free me up for a lot of stitching. And then Bake Off will be ending next week. I will be posting the final week of Bake Off, so that'll be dropping off. So I think that's going to free up a lot of time for me. I had thought about, Sharon over at Fun with Cross Stitch was talking about the Big Bash, which is the Australian cricket tournament. I had thought about doing that because I was ending Monopoly, but since I am starting my Flosstuber Frenzy stitch counts now, I'm not gonna do that. I wanted to, but I decided not to. I was like, no, we'll just leave it as is. So my bag is not nearly as overflowing, but it is full, and that's not counting anybody who's going to post in the upcoming week. Plus, I still need to pull Christmas rules out as well. Oh, autumn favorites. So Siski, I think I said this though, Siski posted on Friday, so I need to do 200 stitches on Rambunctious Raccoons. I think I said that. Yeah, so that's a lot. But you know, that's how I roll. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like what you had to see and you're not already subscribed, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. So take care, happy stitching, get a lot of stitches in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.